And thus began the matchmaking schemes of my coworkers, and I am now married to Jay Paulhemus, who served as a Bowie PD officer for 10 years, and I gained a precious stepdaughter, Kylie, who's 9 years old. She attends Bowie Intermediate. She's in the 4th grade, and she plays softball in Bowie. Yay practices are fixing to start, and she shows rabbits in the Montague County show. Bowie is now my home. As I said, Jay served as a police officer here for 10 years, and many of you know him from there. And even though he doesn't work there anymore, he now works in Wise County. Whenever we got married, I gained a family in blue. Many of you may also know Jay and I from his service as a volunteer firefighter with the city. And when I came along, I served on the Ladies Auxiliary and made many more friends in Bowie as a member of their auxiliary. He now serves on the Rural Fire Department, still more friends in Bowie. When Kylie became a 3rd grader, we entered the world of 4-H, and Angela's not here for me to throw under the bus, but I got nominated to be the adult treasurer of the Bowie 4-H Club. And this is my 2nd year serving as their treasurer. More recently, I have started a business, a private practice in Bowie. Greg Underwood moved out, and I moved in, and I'm now a member of the Bowie Chamber of Commerce, as well as the Bowie Lions Club. Like I said, Bowie is my home. I'm also vice president of the GFWC Grits Club, which I can't take credit for any of this wonderful food tonight, but they have helped put this on tonight. Thank you very much to the Amity Club. All in all, community service is not just something that Jay and I talk about, it's our way of life. It's an honor and a privilege to serve along with many of you in this community to make Bowie a better place for all of us. But I really came here to talk to you tonight about why you should elect me as our next district attorney. I think Micah chapter 6, verse 8 sums it up nicely. And what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. Justice in this county has lost some of its meaning. I'll give you an example. Plea bargains are way too weak in our district. Cody Reeves, he was on probation for DWI in Montague County. While he was on probation for DWI, he was arrested and charged with intoxication manslaughter and 3 counts of intoxication assault for a wreck that killed Jennifer Hill and seriously injured 3 others. Ultimately, after he received these charges, he received a plea bargain in which his charges were reduced and he received probation, no jail time. This is unacceptable. I promise to fight for the victims of violent crimes in our district. I promise to keep the criminals off the streets. The DA's job is to allow the citizens to hand down guilty verdicts and tough sentences. We need to be able to tell people that our town is not the place to commit crimes. Now, what does it mean for a district attorney to love mercy? There's a place for plea bargaining and for compassion in prosecution. You have to have it to clear your docket, but not for the violent offenders. And finally, the district attorney must have humility. This goes hand in hand with integrity. I will work hard to reestablish respect and a working relationship with law enforcement and build on the relationships I already have to, am I done? Okay, can I wrap up?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Please vote for me, March 1st.
I am your current district attorney. It has been an honor serving you in my first term of office, and tonight I am asking for your vote for my re-election. I am a Nocona girl. I was raised there. I've lived there more than half of my life. I came back to raise my own children there because I loved the value system that I learned. That is the same value system that I bring to this office. It's probably very similar to Bowie. I have a wonderful, amazing husband who most of y'all don't know, but 3 days before the primary last time, he got accepted to medical school and moved to Houston 2 weeks after I was elected. He graduates in May, and hopefully after residency will be the next doctor that will be in the Bowie Hospital. That is our goal in life. My opponent has criticized me for what she calls weak plea bargaining, especially in some specific cases. And ladies and gentlemen, you have not been given a full explanation of that. My ethics rules, as your sitting DA, prevent me from talking about specific facts of cases. But what I can tell you about is the law. 1, you cannot give probation for murder. It is a legal impossibility in the state of Texas. 2, you cannot plead a child sexual assault case without the judge making an affirmative finding that it is in the best interest of the child. Ladies and gentlemen, child sexual assault cases are the only cases in the state of Texas that put the victim before the community, as it should be, because children are our most precious resource. And as far as intoxication cases, ladies and gentlemen, there was a lovely little case that came out in April of 2013 that gutted every single intoxication case in the United States, because it was a United States Supreme Court ruling, that said that law enforcement officers cannot violate your constitutional rights by sticking a needle in your arm. They have to get a warrant. Law enforcement had to do some reshuffling, and now they all get warrants. The cases that were pending had to be re-indicted for lesser offenses. That is a full explanation. 4 years ago, I made some promises to the communities that I represent. One was to decrease the jury docket. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2011, in Montague County, November of 2011, in Montague County, there were 111 cases sitting on the jury docket. In November of 2015, ladies and gentlemen, anybody want to guess? 47. I have decreased the docket. That is one thing I was very strong about in my last election. One of the other things that I promised to do was to make victims feel more comfortable in our judicial system. I have increased the victim coordinators in my office. They have all gone to state training. We are in constant contact with our victims now. They know every step of the process. They have our cell phone numbers so that they can call should there be any hiccups in their lives. And that is the only way that we are able to get through some very difficult cases, ladies and gentlemen. I have done a good job for you. I believe I can continue to do a good job for you. In my next term, this is my promise to you. My goal is to reestablish the Drug Task Force of the 97th. It got disbanded in the early 2000s, and I am in the process. We started in Archer County, but we will be moving it this way in my next term to get the Drug Task Force back up and running. I ask you for your vote. I appreciate it. I appreciate you voting for me last time. Thank you.